Yeah,
So,
Constantine Rafinesque, he was of French descent, but he was born in Istanbul, of all
mhm.
places. And then he became professor of something or other at the University of Transylvania, which I mean, in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know if that still exists, but there was a University of Transylvania, which,
No, it's still there. It's still there in Kentucky.
oh,
Yeah.
wow, because I mean, Transylvania was kind of a territory consisting of Kentucky and Tennessee. So who the heck went out there and became a professor there? He spent his lifetime there. He was friends with Native American tribes all over, especially the Delaware. He found these records written. Well, he was traded for doctoring an Indian family. He was traded these boards that had pictographs, and then it took him 25 years to find somebody who knew the stories or the songs that went with each of the 54, 56 boards, and then he published a book called The Red Record. I'm raving here.
Yeah.
About with the Walam Olam. That's one title of the book, and then the more recent edition, Red Record. I have to defend him here because then all these, if you look up on Wikipedia, all these white know-it-alls have
Yeah.
all this about how it's made up and everything. And I showed this to a friend of mine, to Tismal Crow. I just asked, I showed him the book, and then I asked him, what is this, like the Delaware word? It says that they didn't know how to translate it. It's not a Delaware word. They called the mound builders basically the Telegas. And he laughed and he said, oh, that means Telequa. That means the towns. That's because that civilization paid the corn tax. It was an association of towns. I mean, in like 1 second, he completely destroyed all these know-it-alls that think that they have it. But he wrote Medical Flora, which you can get a reprint edition, and that's like the core materia medica of the eclectics, and at least half of it, really probably more like 90% of it ultimately is of Native American origin. And the eclectics used, and almost entirely, the Native American plants, and until the 1930s at least, when they began to disappear. But and the physiomedicalists also had important people in Cincinnati, and they too used Native American plants. And so our tradition is so rich in American Indian herb lore and wood lore. And we just have so much to be grateful for there. And in celebrating the eclectics, we are also celebrating Rafinesque and his sources.
Yes.
Yeah. And